Hey you guys, Tomboy601, and today we're taking a look at the Leipzig, the all-new Tier 6 German cruiser that shares some very familiar traits with a certain Tier 5 tech tree ship. Today we'll go over our build, the Commander, and also show off a game in her, so if that sounds good, let's go ahead and dive on in. And first things first, let's go ahead and look at those upgrades. We are running aiming system mod 1, then we are running prop mod, and then we are running the concealment mod. As far as the commander goes, we are running Karl von Mueller with Mimbelli and von Essen, and then we have Beyond Range Igniter, Punch Through, Fixated, and Emergency Bell. Then, as far as the loadout goes, you have your damage control party. You have your sonar, which is a 5.4 kilometer ship acquisition sonar, so pretty good standard German sonar. Defensive AA, and then finally a catapult fighter. As far as the stats for the Leipzig go, we can go ahead and take a look at those. 30,800 hit points with an armor thickness between 10 and 100 millimeters. We can go ahead and take a look at it. So Leipzig is pretty much the sister ship of Nuremberg. So it does share a lot of similarities with it. It is very interesting just because Leipzig on PC is a tier 6, and for once our tiering matches their tiering for this, which is odd. Anyways, artillery 3x3 150mm guns with firing range of 16.3 kilometers, 180 time of 22.5 seconds, and a reload time of 5.7 seconds. HE 1,750 with 11% chance to fire, and you get the usual standard German quarter pen, which is always very nice. AP 4400, that nice German AA. Secondaries, it does have some, but you're not going to be relying on them, so don't worry about them. Torpedoes, this is sort of what makes Leipzig unique. 4 3-barreled 533mm torpedoes with a 10-kilometer range. That go 59 knots. They'll do 14,333 damage and reload in 68 seconds. With our current build, basically our torpedoes are also our concealment range. So the torpedoes are very effective. They are definitely one of the primary armaments that you'll be using on Leipzig that differentiate her from Nuremberg. AA, it's not great. As you can see, 4-kilometer max range, only 24 damage on that outer ring, and only 8 and 12 on the inner rings. It is not good. Be prepared to use that fighter. Maneuverability, 34.3 knot top speed with a 700-meter turning radius and a 6.6 second rudder shift time. Finally, as concealment goes, we have a 9.9 kilometer concealment, 6.2 by air, and 5.4 when firing in smoke. And that is the Leipzig. Now let's go ahead and dive on into a game with her. So welcome to Trap, and one thing to call out about this game before we get into it, the commander and build being used in this game is not the same as the one I recommend in the review or just before. This was me experimenting, but I enjoyed this game because it showed off a couple of things, but I think what was shown is probably the better build for this ship. So the two differences: one, we're running August Rierwald as the commander in this game, and two, instead of the prop mod, we are running the rudder shift mod in the second mod slot. My initial thinking was, well, we have, of course, the weird Nuremberg turret layout. We have the torpedoes. We're going to want to be able to rotate the ship. But after playing this game, basically I was like, oh, no, we need prop mod more on this vessel. So henceforth, why prop mod is what it is. Anyways, welcome to Leipzig, one of the new premiums, and I have to say, I miss when these. I quite enjoy when these premiums are just straight up. Here's the price. If you want to buy them, you can buy them. There's no bullshit. So price on Leipzig, 12,500, like it was from when the game began for a tier 6. Beautiful, wonderful, exactly what I like to see. Just, straight up, what it costs. You don't have to go through layers in order to figure out to get to get it. Anyways, Leipzig, sister ship to Nuremberg, is very similar in its characteristics. As you can see, the guns perform pretty well, pretty much how you would expect the Nuremberg guns to perform. The big difference here is those torpedoes. That 10-kilometer range torpedoes does change up the calculus. You are a tier 6 cruiser and therefore can see tier 7 ships. So being in what would normally be a tier 5 cruiser can get very deadly for you if you aren't paying attention, if you aren't kind of staying on top of it. Leipzig, because of that, does necessitate a bit more of a conservative playstyle, because mainly the ships that it's going to come up against can melt it, can easily go through that citadel at range, can easily hurt you real bad. So just as a note there overall. Anyways, Algerie, we're kind of starting to duel him here. We're the only one out on this far flank, but at this point, I like my chances up against the Algerie, but I want to also kind of have a reason to use these torpedoes, which is exactly what we're going to try to do. We do still have the quarter HE pen as we whiff those shots, but overall, Leipzig feels very familiar to Nuremberg. If you like Nuremberg, you're going to know it. Anyways, Jervis pops up here. Of course, when you're doing this, you can only be on a torpedo run, and unfortunately, we had HE loaded, or AP loaded in the tube, so we're going to have to rely on our torpedoes, and, ultimate insult concluded. Jervis taken out with torpedoes at close range. Exactly what we like to see. And this moment right here is why I was like, well, we absolutely need to get prop mod out of here, or on here, because we had all the time in the world to avoid that torpedo. If we had prop mod, we would have pretty easily done it. But because we didn't, we ended up eating that torpedo. Anyways, Algerie will also fall victim to our torpedoes here. And, down he goes. 2 dev strikes in a row for 2 kills. And we've kind of helped clear our side. The one downside, though, we don't have much health remaining with this ship. We spent our health very much so in engaging those 2 ships. And in probably not the way that Leipzig was designed to, given the torpedoes are a 10-kilometer range torpedo. But hey, they give us brawling angles on those torpedoes. We are going to brawl with Leipzig. This is what we're going to do, And thankfully, I do enjoy Leipzig for this. As far as my overall feelings on Leipzig, would I recommend it? Probably not. No, unless you're a massive German cruiser fan. But even then, I go, would I rather play this or the München as a premium tier 6 German cruiser? And I think München is the ship I would prefer to play out of these. But hey, people have their opinions, people have their choices. It is what it is. Now, while we've been traversing this, we've given up a lot as far as ships go, and it's not looking good for our team. So we're going to try to play a little clever here. What we're going to do, try to get behind this island so that we are able to attempt to engage this Benham, because, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but that Scharnhorst has decided that it's just not worth living anymore, or there's a power outage, or something. Who knows? But either way, he had to get off, unfortunately, and as a result, he now just sits there with only his secondaries defending him, leaving him just flat up wide open for a Benham attack. So it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well for him. And as I say that, he goes down to a dev strike. My main concern right now is Heinrich. If we can get the Heinrich down, if we can cause him enough pain, we might be able to swing it out against those destroyers if we're lucky. We would need our sonar to come back online, which I don't think is going to happen in time, but at this point, it's 3v6, and we're going to try to make something happen here. So Benham pops up. He's going to use his guns. We'll switch over to HE. One mistake on my end here was probably switching out to these torpedoes. He didn't look like he was going to be moving, and we probably could have continued to farm him in the smoke. But, you know, it is what it is. And at this point, we don't have our sonar back up, so we do have to kind of play this carefully. New Mexico is spotting us, but I think he's suffering from whatever issue that Scharnhorst was as well, because he is unable to, he is not really doing anything. Anyways, Heinrich comes around the corner. We realize AP is probably where we want to be. We want to get AP into that bow to start doing some damage. We get decent AP pen out of there, but we're going to straighten up just to prevent us from, you know, just giving away our broadside to them. We do get a hit on one of the torpedoes we launched. We end up missing Heinrich with the first set. Another widespread in a narrow spread, and well, down we go. And one thing to shout out, look at this new kill screen. Shout out to World of Warships Legends devs for doing it. I love this kill screen of showing, like, hey, this is what their build was, this is what the ship was, this is the commander, this is what level it was at. Absolutely love that. Big shout out to the devs. Also, we did end up picking up the kill on the Heinrich there as our sort of last bit. And guys, that is Leipzig. Overall, would I recommend it? Not really. It's fine. If you like what you see here and you love the Nuremberg, go for it. You're hopefully an adult and know how to spend your own money. But for me, this is one of those ships that will probably get parked in port and never taken out again. Anyways, guys, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.